If you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, Lounge on the Road subscribers and followers. Well, you know what today is, don't you? Yep. It's Friday. You know what that means, don't you? Well, you better, because it's Easy 5 Friday. And today's topic is, and this was by request, was our 5 favorite campgrounds. And I've been thinking about doing this one for a while. You know, we've got a few campgrounds under our belt now. So we've had those that were a real struggle and we really didn't care for too much. But there were a few that we really, really loved. And you're going to see the 4 of them basically have the same type of environment and resources and things that we really enjoyed. So anyway, let's get started. Number 1, Wolf Gap. That was in the George Washington National Forest. And I'll put the addresses down below. That was in George Washington National Forest in Virginia / West Virginia, because the campground was literally, and I think we stayed at 2 of them like this, was literally cut in half by the border. The ranger said that the male restroom was on the Virginia side. No, I got that backwards. The male restroom was on the West Virginia side, and the female was on the Virginia side. And it was one building. It was all attached, so it went right through so that was interesting. Had a spring water about, oh gosh, a half a mile down the road. It didn't have a hand pump, but that spring water, I mean, Carolyn and I enjoyed that spring water the entire summer because we stayed at 2 campsites that had it. But the really nice, clean water. Now, that being said, you should always filter and boil anything you're not sure where the source is from. So, but what was so nice about it is it had the bathroom, it had the water, had internet. It did not have trash, so you had to pack it in, pack it out, which is okay. So it had 3 of the 4 criteria that we really enjoy. But what was so amazing about it is what you're seeing right here. Up this treacherous climb that we had to take, we got to see, in my opinion, at that moment in my life, was the thing I had waited my entire life to see. And it was just like, moment, that aha, that was it. When I walked over that edge and I saw the town below us just whizzing on by and nobody knew I was up there, oh, amazing. And I hope that everybody gets to see that thing, whatever that thing is for you, that thing that you've waited your whole life to see, you know, to get to see that. So anyway, that was that moment for me. Number 2, West Tower. West Tower was in the Osceola National Forest in Florida. It's near Lake City, Florida. It's right in the middle of the state, northern part of the state. It's in the northern part, but it's right in the middle of the state. Well, maybe it's not. Anyway, you get the idea. I don't know. The internet was spotty there. So that was a little struggle for us. But we went down here when we were on our test run. We did a 3-week test run, make sure this was life and that we had everything worked out and we knew what the bugs were and figure those out. So this was before we actually downsized our house. But the walks were amazing. There really wasn't much to it. There really wasn't. But the walks, the trees, the environment. Here it was late February, early March. And you know, we're in 90-degree temperature. And for us, that was just absolutely incredible. It had, and like I said, it had spotty internet, but usable most of the time. It had a running water toilet. It was one toilet, and everybody at the campsite had to share it, but it was running water. Flushable toilets, running water sink. It had a cold water shower. It had a campsite host who had hookups. It was just, I just don't know what it was about that place that was just so amazing, because there wasn't anything there as far as sightseeing. We had to drive to go see sightseeing. We went to the Atlantic Ocean there at Jacksonville, and this was the same time we went over to Wakulla Beach. So, not sure what it was, but boy, Carolyn and I both still treasure that one. I don't know, maybe it was because it was one of our first. Because number 3 is one of our first. It was actually the first. Number 3, Natchez Trace is in Hohenwald. I'm butchering the name. Sorry. I will write it down in the screen here. Anyway, so the Natchez Trace, and the town name, is in Tennessee. And again, not sure what it was. Maybe because it was just one of our first. I'm not sure. It had spotty internet. It did have water, running water. Or yeah, it had water in spigots. And it had running water toilets, shared by the entire campground. It had a campsite host. Now remember, all of these things are free. I should have said that in the beginning. But it was real nice. It was all paved. Beautiful wooded area all around it. Nice walks at night. Again, here it was early March, and we're still, you know, I think it was like 70-degree temperatures. It was just incredible. Spotty internet, but usable. We learned our first, what we have to do in a tornado warning. You know, we went to the bathrooms. So, but the Natchez Trace, and speaking of Natchez, there was a huge history lesson. You could go just down the street and learn all about Lewis Merriwether. He, you know, he was part of the Lewis and Clark Trail expedition. But he was in a cabin there, and he died in this bar cabin. The cabin's still there. It's very interesting. Lots of history. So if you're ever in Tennessee, you should check that one out. It's very nice. Number 4, Bynum Creek. This was in Mississippi, and I'll put the town name here because I can't remember off the top of my head. But Bynum Creek, it was real nice. It was at a dry lake bed. It was Army Corps of Engineers, which we have not stayed in Army Corps of Engineers since then. Well, we went to, it's called Enon Lake. It's hard to explain. Enon Lake is a huge reservoir that they open up the dams when it's, you know, they're getting a lot of water, and they fill this up. Well, Bynum Creek and the other one we went to, which was Point Pleasant, is all part of this Enon Lake system. Well, over at Point Pleasant, there was water, but at Bynum Creek there wasn't. So you could walk this lake bed, and we did a lot of walking. ATVers used it a lot, which was the only downside to the whole Bynum Creek thing, was there was a lot of ATVers. But once they got the idea we were there, boy, they sure did try to quiet it down and realize it was a campsite. The rangers came by regularly, talked to us, make sure everything was okay, took our information, gave us phone numbers, contact information in case anything was wrong. At the time, the bathroom, when we got there, the bathroom was locked up, but they opened it for us. So it had running water toilets, it had water spigot, usable internet, very good internet, and it had trash. So it had all 4 of our services, which is that make a campsite awesome. I'll put that link right up here because I just did a video on what makes a campsite awesome. So, so it had all 4: trash, toilet, water, and cell service. So, and some gorgeous walks, absolutely gorgeous walks. I have a lot of cool footage of this one, so and you're seeing all that footage now. So absolutely love that place, and I bet we go back. We had to make an emergency run to Missouri, and we passed Bynum Creek, and boy, as we were passing, I really got the urge to say, hey Carolyn, you want to stop and check this place out again? But no, we had to get back to Missouri. So maybe when we're heading west, we'll stop there. All right, number 5. Great Meadows, which was in the Daniel Boone National Forest in Kentucky. Now, Great Meadows was just an amazing place. And what made it amazing was the walks. It was along this creek. And you'd have to walk down in the woods sometimes, and you see these little hidden treasures and gems and these big boulders and waterfalls. And we saw the largest waterfall in Kentucky, Yahoo Falls, was there. So that was one of my favorite sightseeing spots that we've been to. Very well laid out, very clean. Boy, I'm telling you, the Forest Service came around a couple times a week, cleaned the bathroom, was disinfectant. You could smell that disinfectant. It was incredible. Cut the grass, running water. Did not have trash. You had to pack out your own trash, which was difficult. It's in bear country, but it was difficult to pack out the trash there. Because it was so far away. We did find a bear disposal trash can, bear-proof trash can, but it was like 10 miles away. So, we tried to make it out there, once a week or so. I think we were there two weeks. It was 14-day stay limit. So that was a complication. But the biggest downfall of Great Meadows, even though we loved it so much, it didn't have any cell service. It was 7 miles to the nearest cell service, and it was slow, insanely slow. So uploading videos was complicated. But for some reason, Carolyn and I really enjoyed it there. And if we can figure out the cell signal issue, we will go back. So I just don't know how to explain it any better. The one thing that we really have to have, and the one thing that drove us the most insane since this adventure started, was not having cell service. Yet this one seemed to kind of pop up there on that list of our top 5 favorite campgrounds. So that tells you how nice it was. That we can still say it was one of our favorites, even though it was missing our major criteria. So anyway, that's the 5 favorite campgrounds that we've been to so far. Maybe we can do another one in 6 or 7 months that does not include this one or these. So hope that answers the question. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.